hello there. My name is HW.
Hey, I'm the Sooze.
Thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. Sooze, is that the most beautiful tone in the pack?
It's pretty good. What is that?
That's the B3.
Yeah.
That's the B3. See, in the free ones, we gave you 3.
Uh-huh.
This is the B3.
Yeah, it's nice.
What I want to do is explain how we sort of approach this amp and get into what's inside in terms of some of the effects, in terms of how we profiled this thing. Because really, it was profiled 5 times. In terms of going through the gain range and finding an EQ that would work, it was profiled 5 different times. And that's interesting because there's a lot of different voices, right?
Sure.
So in the free ones that people might have seen already, and they've seen all these tones in the demo already, but in the free ones we gave away 3, which I think are the most rockin' rock sound. So we gave away TWreck, TWreck. What am I doing here? Where's my profile? Here we go. So it was so in the free pack, it was the TWreck LiverBird 3. Can you play that on the bridge, and we can really hear what this thing does really well? Punchy mids, aggressive, right? You can totally clean that up. But when you clean it up, try to clean that up on the neck a little bit. Not bad. But one of the secrets to doing that whole cleaning up the neck thing with the bridge is actually what you can do on your guitar to really compensate is actually get a brighter profile. Because unless you have a treble bleed circuit, which some people do, but on this vintage guitar there isn't one. And I'm not going to add one.
Right.
And so in your everyday Les Paul, what you want to do is, if you go with a little brighter profile and actually turn down the tone on the bridge just slightly, turn that tone down to 7, now turn your neck down to like 6 or 7. Now when you go to the neck, you retain all that brightness. And brightness, and the difference in EQ that we hear between dirty tones and clean tones, we favor bright high end on clean tones, we favor punchier mids and a little rolled off high end on dirty tones. So to sort of hack a single sound, you go for something a little brighter, and then you just take off a little brightness on the lead pickup. So now try to do that same thing. Open it up on the bridge, leave the tone down a little bit, but go ahead and and then clean it up with the neck. That's sort of the old TWreck trick.
That's a cool trick.
And so you're going to get a difference in that. Now, if you just want to be rocking and you just want to go for that voice, with the non-B profiles, you get something a little more just mid-range. I'll even put you on 4 here so we can hear that. Try that just on the bridge. Big, fat, full. Let's get a little more of a rockin' guitar, and we'll hear this profile through a different guitar so we can hear the difference in that bright and not bright with something that's not like so hollow body-ish.
Sure, yeah.
That's so rockin', I had to turn my hat backwards.
That's how you know.
I mean, that's how you really know. Now, I'm gonna jump this back up to the B4, the bright version of that same kind of gained up sound, and check that out. Now listen to the brightness in here. the same. It's more brightness. The mids are a little less forward because we brought up more high-end presence, so it's hiding it a little bit.
So tell me about is that coming from? So this is a three-way.
It's a three-way bright switch, and so if we turn it all the way off and we go for the warmest sounds, that's where we have F profiles, full sounding profiles, right? The fullest. And then kind of in the middle is just kind of a go-to. I really love three-way brights whenever I see that on an amp. The Sir Bella had one, and it was one of my favorite ever because I felt like it gave you the brightness that you expect out of an American Fender amp, but it wasn't always too bright. And sometimes, the bright switch can be very powerful, maybe a little too powerful. So it's nice to dial them back. So there's sort of the middle of the road, just 3 or 4. Then we've got B, 3 or 4. They're all very, very touch sensitive. If we go to F, let's hear that on the 4. Now this is going to be full. We cut the presence. I did a nice slope off of the high end, a little different on the mic kind of movements. And this is gonna be great for a brighter guitar, and this is a bright enough guitar that you're gonna hear how full this gets. So go to the bridge, go full on. This is F4. It's a different sound, and it's in there.
Yeah,
and
cool.
And you pair that with something like a Strat or a Tele, which we can do momentarily, and it's going to really just give it a nice another voice. So you've got kind of full and darker, warm. You've got your middle punchy mids with like sort of ample rock brightness. Then you've got your even brighter thing.
Yeah.
And with that, you're going to be able to find how to pair guitars. You know what I mean? You might find, let's take the F and let's roll up presence, or let's roll up definition, or let's grab the cabinet section and let's go ahead and play. And I'll move this high shift up even a bit more. So when you add a little presence, now it takes on not so much a full sound, but it almost, to me, just gets that congested kind of sound.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Not how I would use it, but you certainly could brighten up these F1s if you wanted to. Now the other thing we did was, well, okay, hang on. Let's jump back to just let's go to B, let's go to 3, LiverBird 3, okay? And we put in the Klon kind of effects right here.
Okay.
So if you turn those on, so first play with them off and then I'll turn them on. And you kind of get a Klon-esque, really bright mid-rangey thing going. So that's where I felt like this amp could really benefit some of the darker sounds, the full, the normal. The bright one could be a little much. It already has a lot of brightness, and one of the things about this EQ here is we're actually pushing mids, high mids, and some treble to sort of get this tube screamer-esque effect to be like a Klon. So that's the Klon, that's the Tone Junkie, Kemper Klon thing that we've put out before. And so they're in this profile because I thought they matched this amp really well. So we did that as opposed to profiling it with, a clone.
Right.
Because why not? We've also got another little flavor here. I'll turn this on. This is just a simple tube screamer that you might enjoy, on that sort of thing. Try it without it and I'll turn it on.
Thickens it right up.
Tube screamer, why not? Give you a little lead boost, a little nice something. We left the compressor off because we added a little more compression to keep that touch sensitivity in the cabinet, a little more than usual. Sorry, not in the cabinet, in the amplifier section.
Right, yeah.
So if you turn this compressor on, you're going to get the typical Tone Junkie light touch compressor. But that does affect the dynamics and the response of the amp. So in order to try to retain as much as possible, I didn't want to leave it on, but people can certainly turn it on.
Yeah.
We always got the hot knife EQ that just always sounds. Try that out. Little decibel boost there. You can bring it down if you wanted to. Double delay, verb, just some hall verb and some nice ambient stuff. Let's get into that ambient stuff because obviously all these profiles like we talked about before were done with this 1969 Marshall greenback.
With the numbers.
With T1221 greenback. I never get tired of
There
it.
it is.
T1221. We need to GIF me going, Marshall 1969 T1221 greenbacks. That's a GIF now. That'll be in the GIF keyboard.
Sure.
You know there's Tone Junkie GIFs in your Apple keyboard.
Yeah,
now,
I've
right?
seen them.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
there.
I use them all the time now.
They're coming out.
I don't want to overuse them.
There's more coming.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there is.
I should set up like people should put what GIFs do you want to see? Put that in the comments. Okay. Let's go to X.
I do have a question before
Yes.
we go into
Yes,
X.
please.
Were you not able to get the bird into the name of them, like a little picture of a bird?
I wasn't able to find that emoji in the Kemper yet.
Okay. What is that? What's the deal with that?
So that is a liverbird. And a liverbird is the symbol of the city of Liverpool and also the symbol of Liverpool FC, football club, the soccer club as we call it here.
Yeah,
But they have a more literal definition of football.
Sure.
It's a ball you hit with your feet.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, but it's the beautiful game. I was a really big fan of the beautiful game in college. That's soccer, by the way. Yeah, that's it. And I played a lot of FIFA.
Oh,
was pretty into the World Cup.
I was more of like the Super Soccer, Super Nintendo.
Okay.
96.
Yeah.
Solid.
The liverbird is a mythical creature
Okay.
that I believe exists in English folklore and kind of Saxon folklore. And there is a type of bird. It's kind of it has some stories about it. It's represented as a. It's currently, I guess, most of the time represented as an actual bird that exists, which the name escapes me, but it is a bird that's in Liverpool.
Okay.
But I think an actual liver bird in mythology was supposed to be like a giant version of that, I think. Anyway, someone will correct me, and he holds a little thing in his mouth, and I like to think that's the tone wand.
Right.
And he's just blessing people with tone.
There's a connection between these mythical creatures
Yeah.
and gear,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
It's cool.
We've got the centaur and the liverbird.
Yeah.
And this is it. So X. Now X, I had to say goodbye temporarily to the T1221 greenback.
That's right.
And I said, you've mission accomplished. Okay, you can go home, Cat.
Yeah.
So I moved that to the side, and we got out the '66 AC30 with the silvers, the Alnico silver speakers. And I really like those speakers, and those IRs people are talking about a ton. People really like those. It has a really, those speakers just have a really great sound, a really Alnico kind of shelved bass, just thing. It makes it sound more voxy. And since this is EL84s, we thought, why not push in there a little bit? So here is X3. So that same gain range, but now with the X, meaning Alnico.
Right.
Check that out. I gave you a little Kemper Klon action there for a moment.
It was righteous.
That was good, right?
Yeah, it sounded awesome.
These, I think, are another flavor of that same thing. But if you clean it up a little bit, and this was one of the other free profiles because it was one of my favorites, XB2. To me, if you put on both delays now, so we've got a single delay running into a dual delay, running into some hall verb. And then if you really take that and turn the hall verb up a bit, so I'm just going to reach to my quick knobs here. And side note, whenever people watch the demo, sometimes they go, well, that effect sound, there's not as much verb, or there was more verb in the thing I downloaded. The only thing we ever do in the demos is I just reach for these quick switches.
Yeah.
Very rarely might I turn on an effect or I might make a change. But if I make a change, I try to save that into the profile. You know, I want people to hear the profile in the demo as it comes.
Sure,
but
yeah.
I always reserve the right, based on what's being played,
Right.
to go more or less with delay and reverb. Because that's a style thing.
Yeah.
Right? So we might do an edge part. That doesn't necessarily mean, unless I called it like edge in the
Right.
profile, that we're going to do that. Anyway, that's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's a pro tip for the Tone Junkie fans.
That's just for free.
Yeah, that's for free. It's a free tip. Free tip. And this profile was free. Also, this is XB2, and it's with that bright switch. And to me, it takes on a quality. This is one of the cleanest ones. And, you know, this is a dirty amp. You know, but you get all these wonderful shades of saturation. So there is a cleaner one. There is pretty clean. We had to clean it up with the Kemper because it's really difficult to get a full clean tone out. But B is the lowest one we actually shot of the amp.
Okay.
1 is where we just cleaned it up with the Kemper's gain.
Sure, yeah.
So XB2 to me, you turn on some of this ambient stuff, and this is a Sunday morning type of thing.
Very nice.
That is some good tone.
Yeah.
That's some Sunday morning stuff. I could use that. You know what I'm saying?
Gosh, yeah.
In the spirit of Sunday morning, I think we need to check this out with one more guitar because we need to hear it with a Sunday morning favorite and a Friday night favorite. Let's be honest. Nice little trail there.
Yeah.
That's a good sound, right?
Yep.
Check out the, let's go back to this. I mean, even with a bright sound like that, you know, it's still really nice. It's still really toneful.
Right.
Toneful. That's a thing?
It's a thing now.
Here's LiverBird 3. I'm going to take down some of these effects. So you could do sort of a bridge. Go on the bridge or something, and we'll hear how this telly breaks it up. That's a good tone. Let's do a little more gain. Check it out, 4. This is, I think, the sweet spot on the bridge. That's some tone, baby. Come on.
That dog will hunt.
That dog will hunt.
Yeah.
If Uncle Willie was here.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Giannis Uncle Willie, that's a good tone. I know Uncle Willie. It's some great tone. It's some great tone.
Right. That's the 4.
This is the 4.
Through this cab.
Through this cab. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
So what do we got here? I mean, we got the full ones, the sort of regular ones,
Bright ones.
the bright ones.
Yeah.
Then we go to the Alnico silvers, and we go into some Voxy range there. You know, where we got the normal ones there, with the Alnicos, and then a sort of a brighter, top boostier version.
So we've got full, normal, and bright with the silvers as well. Okay. That's really cool.
Well, not full with the silvers, just sort of regular and bright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're already so honky.
Yeah,
you need some top. They're pretty. They're pretty. The bright ones are, you know, those speakers don't have an extended presence.
Okay.
Do you know? You know what I mean? So, I think the presence is probably even more extended through the greenbacks of when you put the switch all the way up than it would be through the because they already they kind of spike in the upper mids, and then the high-end presence, you start to get above 5K, and it really starts to roll off a lot. Greenbacks kind of keep a lot more content there. H30s have like a treble spike. You know, they're similar, like, kind of like the blues in that way, but instead of the high mid spike, the spike's a little higher, and then they have a little less mid range.
Okay.
And that's a sound. I mean, that's just as much a Marshall-y sound as anything else. But I'm a greenback guy. I always have been.
So I hear you saying that certain speakers will let you get more out of a bright switch than other.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, because that's why Alnico speakers are preferred with, are often preferred, I should say, with AC30s.
Yeah.
You know, you can get so bright. Now, I love greenbacks with AC30s as well, and if I could only have one amp, you know, one AC30, heaven forbid I can only have one AC30, I would probably choose. I think greenbacks are overall a little better of a choice overall, because you can get a little more rockin', a little less of that Alnico thing. It's so signature. It's so in there.
Yeah.
You know, it does that thing, but it's hard to get a really tight low end out of it. You know, so. And, you know, just like anything, speakers are super important.
Yeah.
And so that is what we put in.
They sound great.
I think they sound phenomenal.
Yeah.
And, well, they're out there. They're out there in the wild. You can download them. And there's a big sale going on. Is there always a big sale going on? You know, we tried to do a sale when the stay home thing started. And my goal has just been to leave it going.
Right.
Now, a couple times there's been these absurd deals.
Wacky deals.
Wacky, absurd, put out a thing. 3 people got 100% off.
That's not even a deal. You're just giving them everything packs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty much. Now you'd think
that's generosity. You know,
you'd think all of them would have bought everything packs with it.
They didn't.
Well, they're rushing to the cart.
Okay.
Because they know.
Because if they don't click it in time, they might lose the whole coupon. I got it.
Yeah.
Wow, a frenzy, a tone frenzy.
It's a tone frenzy. I just like watching people scramble on the boards. It's my guilty pleasure.
Well, you win and they win.
I like posting something. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
When people and then some people got a 90% off code, which, you know, you see a little thing up there. It's like $3. Because you know they got this pack for $3.
Right. Yeah.
And good for them. But I like the frenzy, and I like seeing people jump on the board and go, "I grabbed this.
Right.
I got this.
Yeah.
Holy cow!" Then of course I missed it.
They'll come back around.
Yeah, we just did another one midday because the first one was done at nighttime, my time.
Right.
You know, I was right before bed, had this idea.
Sure.
Let me go throw it up there on the board, see what people are doing. Hey guys, flash deal right now. Only this many people, 100% off. 3 people, 5 people get this.
Right.
Ah!
You gotta get it.
But then I had some people reach out to me from Europe. They went, "Hey, bro. Yeah, it was 4:10 in the morning my time.
I have no chance of getting this.
Even if I stay up late.
Sure.
What are the odds I get up early and get on Facebook?"
And how do they know the day, the time, or the hour?
Nobody knows.
Know.
No man knows the day or the...
It just drops, you know?
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Well, this has been a little closer inside look at the TWreck LiverBird.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all the T-Rex.
Hopefully, more of these come our way, you know?
Oh, yeah. They'll come. If you will it. They will come. I have been HW. I hope you enjoy this pack. If you do not buy it, no problem. There's free ones. That's why we do it, you know? And they came in the Tone Junkie emails. And if you ain't on the Tone Junkie emails, what's wrong with you?
You gotta get on there.
We're sending out killer profiles every week. If you had never bought a Tone Junkie pack and you just signed up for the emails when we started this thing. Now look, there's a bit of urgency. I don't leave them all in there forever.
Right.
Some things go into the free pack permanently. Some of these free profiles, if you don't get them when they come out, well then you got to buy the pack later.
Yeah.
So get on that email list. Just take those free profiles. Maybe you don't like a Marshall JVM, and I'm profiling a Marshall JVM. You're still going to get some free profiles. No, it's just hard drive space. You know?
Right. It's free.
And the profiles are like 15K. I mean, they're nothing.
Right.
You've got the space for 15K. Just grab them.
Yeah.
You might get into a JVM later. Your buddy might come over and go, "You got anything rocking?
I sure do.
You got like a Marshall, like a modern Marshall? I got this JVM."
Click, click, click.
Click, 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 click. It's the beauty of the Kemper. It's the beauty of digital.
Wow.
There we go. All right, well, Sooze, I'll let you play us out.
I'd love to.
My name has been HW.
I've been the Sooze.
HW and the Sooze. Out.
Out.